This is a Ribex Explorer 760. It's a 2015 model, and we're here today at Point Marina to show you a full walkthrough tour of this rib right here, right now. So stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Before you get started, check out our Parker Adams Superstore with loads of main brands for upgrading your boat, such as Raymarine, Garmin and Fusion. Check it out after this video. Hi there, welcome to Parker Adams Boat Sales. I'm Jonathan Parker and we're here at Point Marina to show you this fantastic 2015 Ribex. It lives normally on the dry stack at Point, so we're right by the boatyard. If you want to have a quick look around, the dry stack's in the background. They're lifting a boat at the moment, so it's a little bit noisy. There's a fantastic little Saxdor 320 there, which is quite smart. But we're here to concentrate on the Ribex. So it's a 760 Explorer, and Ribex are a UK brand. Their headquarters actually at Royal Clarence Boatyard down in Portsmouth, but they build them up in Leicestershire, and they also build commercial solus ribs, commercial grade boats as well as work boats, but also recreational craft, which is what we're here to show you today. So the 760 is a recreational rib, so I want to show you all the features it has on that side, because it has a usual well-built build. It's a good sea boat. It's actually got a Suzuki 250 on the back, which will actually push this boat to sort of 45 knots. It's a very quick rib because it's quite light built recreational rib, but still a good seagoing boat as well. So let's have a quick look at the front. And the first thing you can see is actually there's quite a lot of cushioning here. That's the word. And you've got the usual quite a nice width actually, and what we call a suicide seat, because if you sit here for doing 45 knots, you know, you want to end it all, I think. But it's a nice position to be when you're just pooling around, and also you can hold on if you need to, if you do go a bit faster, but we never recommend sitting here at high speed, hence its name. But what they've got here is actually a small lounger. So if you sat here, actually, you can put your feet up. You can also have a little lounge around on a sunny day, down here, like it is today. So it's lovely and sunny. I'd normally be wearing shorts and a t-shirt, but it's actually about -1 degrees at the moment because we're in January and the start of 2024, and the sun is out though. It's a beautifully calm sea, so it's one of the most fantastic days to get out on the water. Is actually a crisp winter's day. The sea's flat all day, you're warm in the sunshine, as you wear a hat and gloves and you can get out on a rib like this. It's beautiful. But this does remove somehow. Let's have a look. It's got a this is actually on a metal frame with feet, and you undo the feet and you can remove this section and you actually just have seating all around, and there is storage also underneath, and so we'll show you that just now. Ta-da! As if by magic, it is now a nice little seating area, so you can actually have 4 or 5 people actually sat around here at anchor. Lovely space to be, or even like in a marina like this, just having a little bit of socialness. There is actually storage, a little bit of storage under here as well. It's not terribly deep, but there it is. There's 2 speakers up the front here, and the Fusion speakers to go with the Fusion head unit, and there is a anchor locker. So there is an anchor here, and there's an internal D-ring to tie on as well. The rope does tend to, you can feed the rope through this gap here, so you can have this down when the rope's out and you can tie it off onto here. And of course you've got the bow, you've got the rubbing straight on the bow to hold the anchor over. So not a bad anchor situation. It's a good place to stow it away. So let's carry on. But this bench is removed, but I don't know where to put it. If you can see, it's on a stainless frame. There's actually a nice little stool now, if you'd like to, but you could store it at the back, so you could put it at the back if you're not in use. You could actually put it to one side, actually do that, and it'll be like almost like an additional seating area. So if you did want to move it, you can put it there, look, and you can add a bit in. Don't know if that's useful, or you can put your feet up. I don't know what you're supposed to do with it if you don't want it in the front, but I suppose that's where you'd have to store it when you're going along. But alternatively it's there. But as we, well, now we're at the back, we'll show you actually the engine. So it's a Suzuki 250, very reliable engines of Suzuki's. 4-stroke engine, of course. We got rid of 2-strokes years ago, so it's a 4-stroke, 250 horsepower Suzuki. It's done about 380 hours. It's around 380 hours, so low hours. If on average you're doing 50 to 100 hours a year, so actually being this sort of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, nearly 9 years old now, it's a very low houred boat and very easy to look after. Kept in a dry stack, so of course the underneath of this boat is very clean indeed, and there's no degradation to any of it because it's kept out of the water all the time. It's nice stainless steel frame. There's a spotlight here, and of course you've got your all-round lights as well, which I think I've put on. Yep, so your lights are on. You've got LED ones for port and starboard, and then a normal light for your all-round white. And there's also a LED spotlight as well, which is quite neat, and that helps with mooring or trying to find anchorages and things like that at night time, of course. There's a nice well, so if you do reverse and water comes in, it won't come onto the deck, it'll wash back out the drains there. And there's a bathing ladder as well, which is really nice. It's got the grey tubes all the way through, and then it goes down onto a protective tube covering, which also has the nice X emblem on as well, and then a grey rubbing straight. So quite nicely thought about. So these back sort of corners you sometimes will catch on the pontoons. As you can see, the pontoon's almost wanting to do it now, so having this extra layer on here is good protection. I like that. And then we've got the 3-seater bench seat at the back, so it's stainless surrounded, nice grab handles, nice and sturdy, and it provides, actually it's quite a nice, I like this red, and it's a Silvertex type fabric, so it's not a vinyl, it's a Silvertex style fabric. And then you've got a good sort of locker space in here. It is that sort of width, but in here there's a pump and also a couple of table legs, because there is an adaptation at the back here as well for a table. We'll show you that right now. Ta-da! And as if by magic, there is now a table for the seating area. Now, unlike the front section, which there's nowhere to put this table actually goes over the floor here. So you can see the opening here. So it's part of the floor. That's why it's got the catch on here to lock it down. But what a neat idea. What a great use of space for quite a large table. Because otherwise, where on earth would you put this thing? If you take up your small, your locker space, which you don't get a lot of on a rib anyway, this is generous, but you don't get a lot of it. So where do you put it? Having this solution is actually very neat. And it does double up as a bit of storage as well under there. And in fact, the legs would fit under there as well, but they put them in the back. But what a nice use of space. And then of course you've got the 2 seats here as well. So again, you're now in a nice social area. People always sit on the tubes as well. So in fact, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 7 people around this table having drinks and anchorage. You can't beat it. But once you start going along, this can go back down. You can flip this forwards or backwards, whichever it is, and then you've got 2 now more forward facing seats to add to the 3, so you've got 5 forward facing seats, as well as you've got the helm position, which is very neat. It's a very simple idea, but it doubles as a standing and a sitting helm. It's actually a very neat solution to this actually. So very standing, because if you have a seat, it takes up a bit more deck room, but if it's just standing, you want to be able to seat. So having this is very simple, but a very, very good solution. Just before we get on to the actual helm bits and pieces, let me just show you. This back as well isn't loose. You can lock it in position, so you can lock it in the back position. There's a pin up the other side as well, or you can have it, there's actually 2 positions here. You can either have it more upright, or you can have it lounged a bit further back as well, which is quite neat. I also like the fact they've obviously CNC'd Ribex into the stainless steel plate, and there is storage under here. So this is actually quite a nice deep bit of storage. So you can get plenty of things in there, even a cool box, but also under this helm seat there are the battery switches. There's 2 more speakers built into here, and you've got 2 batteries, And so we've got a switch system where we can choose between the two batteries, and then we can turn them completely off if we need to as well. So very nice for anchoring, because you can drop anchor, you can have your radio on. If you want a cool box, you can have it plugged in, keeping everything nice and cool. But you'll have this on just one of the batteries, and then when you come to start the engine, you switch it to the other one, start the engine, put it back on both, and then you're charging again. So you can run the battery completely flat, and you've still got a fully charged battery to start your engine at the end of the day. So it just gets rid of the stress of anchoring and battery management. It's very neat. There's two more storage areas, and there's an upper one and a low one. So this is shelved, so it's got two areas there. I'll just whip you into this one. You can see, so again, very useful bit of space. Quite often they're completely open, so you don't get the shelf, so you have quite a lot of height, but it's kind of useless height. There's not many tall things you put in there. Just lock that off, so it's like that. And then obviously we're at the helm. So again, being a Suzuki, we've got a neat Suzuki controller. I think it's a fly-by-wire, so it's not a cable control, it's electronic control one. So it's like the later generation, if you like. So very easy to change. There's no button to pull or anything like that to put it in and out of gears. You have to be a little bit careful. There are people knocking it, but it's a very neat, easy to use control. Nice steering. It's got Ultraflex hydraulic steering, so it's not a cable steering, it's a hydraulic steering. And then we've got your ICOM VHF. Nice little Garmin GPS map 751 XS, if you want the full name of it. It's only a little one, but nice colour screen. Actually, the sun is on it at the moment. I can see it very clearly, so the contrast is very good. And we've got a Fusion head unit, and then a place to put your phone, and a USB that you can plug it in as well, so you can hide your phone away and have it on charge. I really like that idea. And then to two Suzuki gauges, and then you can have one with engine information and the other one with revs and things like that. Tilt position, amount of fuel you've got, everything can work off of these gauges, and they've got menus so you can scroll through them and change them and adapt them as well. So very nice system. And then electric start and stop. There is an ignition key, but you don't start it on the key, just put the ignition on with that, and then you start and stop on here, and you can go throttle only if you want to as well, so you can just rev it up without engaging the gear. It's a very neat system. I like the little carbon effect dash, it's quite nice, as a modern touch. The compass here, it's a bit, I think I'll replace that, I think, because it just makes the boat look a bit older than it is. It doesn't, this looks old, this is all very modern, that looks old, I don't like that. So I'd change it for a more modern one. And then we've got the little screen, so you do have this element of protection, which just buffets the wind around you. But I do like it when they're protected with a stainless frame, because it stops you grabbing hold of the windscreen, and it's actually a very sturdy frame indeed. So very nice and neat. And you've got the fuel on the side here. I can't remember off the top of my head the size of the fuel tank. No, we don't know, do we? So, but we'll confirm that in the details anyway. So if you want to come and see this rib, come and see it at parker-adams.co.uk, and we'll put the spec on there for you. Remember, it's around 380 hours, fantastically quick, well-built, UK-built rib, and a very nice social layout as well. For a 7.6 metre, it's a very nice social layout. It's got everything you need, from the Fusion stereo to the GPS, VHF, everything is here and ready to go. So please get in touch with us. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and come and see us on our website. Phone us up if you want to come and see this, and we'll get it down from the dry stack for you and have a good look over it. It does also have a full cover over it as well, which was on here before, and we'll put a photo of that on the website so you can see it as well. It's just a grey full cover. But for now, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this one. And we've got loads of ribs coming on at the moment, so come and see our other ribs for sale as well, or anything else that you want to see. We've done over 250 videos now. And don't forget, in February we're going to Boat Life and the NEC. We've got a big stand there, so come and see us there, and there's a few surprises, as well as you may have seen from just at the start of the video, we have our Parker Adams Superstore as well for doing any upgrades to your boat that you want to do. So please come and see that at Parker Adams Superstore, and come and see us at Boat Life at the NEC. But for now, I'll stop waffling on, and goodbye.